Hi everyone, this is Cindy, and she's a van dweller, and she wants to tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm from Colorado, and I am a part-timer in that I own property in Colorado, but I don't have a four-wheel drive. So in the winter months, I get snowed in or out, depending on when it snows, if I'm home or not, and I can't get up to my property. So I do the van dwelling. I start around mid to late October until about Mother's Day in May, and so I do this during those winter months, and then I head back to Colorado for the summer.
Oh, great.
To my cabin there. So this is a choice. You know, I'm not forced to do this lifestyle. I've looked at doing this for probably now 4 years before I was able to start last year. This is my second winter. So I started it in 2021, right?
Okay.
I think.
And you was at the Women's RTR this year?
I was,
okay.
Yes. The first RTR I went to was 2019. I don't know if you'll remember, but everybody's like, oh, the year it rained. And yeah, so then they're like, oh, I remember that one. So that was my first, and then I wasn't able to go because then I went back from that and took care of my aging mom for the last 2.5 years. And then she passed in June of 2020. COVID year, no, she didn't die of COVID. But then after she passed in June, then end of July towards August, I was able to then move to Colorado, and then that October, that was 2020, yeah, is when I hit the road the first winter.
Okay.
2021.
And I see you travel with 2 little pets?
Yes, this is Jack and Jill.
Okay,
and
this one right here?
This is Jill. She's
this
with
is
the
Jill.
pink collar.
Okay, with the pink collar.
And Jack is lounging on the bed.
Hi, Jack.
And they'll be 10 next month.
10 next month.
Had
Okay.
them since they were 3 months.
Do they seem to like it?
They are great. I ask them, you ready to go? And they are gone. I travel, stop, they get out, do their thing, get back in the car, and by the time I'm pulled out of the gas station or whatever, I have them sleep in a bed up on the passenger seat. They're asleep and ready to go by the time I pull out of the driveway. So they are my little companions. They're my security, you know. So they love to travel. They're, you know, this lifestyle, it's not real consistent. And a lot of people say, well, animals need to have the consistency. They are very versatile. They are very accommodating to wherever, whatever climate. They don't like the rain. If it's raining, they won't even hardly go outside. I have to force them. But especially Jill. And they don't like the cold a whole lot. They're Texas dogs. I lived in Texas for 38 years until 2020 when I moved to Colorado. So they're used to the heat.
Okay.
And you can see, you know, she's in the sun. So, but they're great little companions. They're wonderful. So.
Well, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you.
Sure.
First of all, how do you cook?
Okay, I've got a 2-burner propane stove.
Okay, is it back here?
And that's my main source of cooking.
Okay.
And it's just, you know, a Coleman stove.
Okay.
And it's a 2-burner.
So this is your little kitchen area back here?
Yes.
Okay.
And like I said, I have to cook, you know, I can't cook on the inside. I'm working on fixing that, fixing, you can tell I'm from Texas. Because I got a small burner that I now can put like up on my cooler and cook stuff in there, a 1-burner, little itty bitty thing. I didn't like the ones that sit on top of the green canisters because it puts it up so high. I didn't feel secure. So putting a pan on top of that, you know. So what I got was these one little one, and I can show it to you. But it uses a butane, and it comes out the side.
Okay.
So it's only about this far off the table.
Okay.
And so I feel a lot more secure that it's not gonna, you know, with dogs, you know, if they jump, you know, or something, then I didn't want to possibly have that as an accident happening. And then the other thing that I just got just a little while ago is, and I learned this at the RTR. There was a girl that was showing her little camper, and it's a Dash brand, and it's a little mini rice cooker.
Oh, okay.
And so it's basically 2 cups. So it's basically 2 servings. And it will cook not only rice, but it cooks a cake,
Oh.
lasagna. I've done steamed vegetables. It'll cook any grain, you know, oatmeal or rice or quinoa or any grain of any kind.
I've seen them little cakes, like cakes for 2 or something.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right.
And so I got this, and they also have, which I'm probably going to invest in, is another. I mean, you can see how little this is.
Mhm.
It's a toaster oven.
Oh, okay.
The same brand, and you know, you put toast in there. I saw a demo on it. Another Vanner actually did a demo on it where she put chicken strips and veggies on the side, and you know, it's only, you know, about that big, but she was able to get all that in there and put it in there and toast. It was just, yeah, she said it was good.
Is that energy efficient?
Yeah, I hook it up to my Jackery,
Okay.
and pretty much everything that you cook, other than like a chili or a big soup or a lot of liquid, it takes about 20 minutes. Like the oatmeal takes about 20-25 minutes.
Okay.
The soup, it took about 40 minutes because I cooked the vegetables in it and stuff.
So does it use a lot of wattage to get warm and then cut back?
It gets hot really quick. What
Okay.
it does, I checked it on my Jackery. From the time I plugged it in until it was ready to eat, it took down my Jackery down 10% is all.
Oh, that's not bad
So that
at
was
all.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is how I cook.
How about a fridge? Do you have a fridge?
I do not.
Okay.
I started out with a fridge last year, but I didn't have solar or Jackery.
Okay.
So it was basically the only time it would stay cold was when I was driving.
Okay.
And so, you know, I'm not driving, but just, you know, maybe a day here and there. So it just didn't work for me. Now that I have the Jackery, it might.
Okay.
And solar. But I didn't get the solar till just this last summer before I hit the road this time. I had the Jackery at the end of last year. But I didn't have the solar to heat it. Again, it just plugged in and while I was driving and charged the Jackery there. My biggest, what I found that I just love that saves a lot of water is I'll get a pan or whatever I'm washing wet, and then this has the soap in it, and I'll just do this and then rinse it, so you don't have to have a big tub of hot water or whatever. Especially because I only use one pan, one plate, and one fork. I don't want a big old pot of water that uses a whole gallon of water, you know, to wash. So this has been a great find for me there. Okay. But yeah, this is all my kitchen stuff. This is my my coffee, my tea, cocoa, sugar, my nutritional yeast that I put in eggs. And then here is all of most of my cooking utensils, and this is my coffee maker, you know, just little things like that. My silverware is in there, and then this is all my, I use ghee because it doesn't have to be refrigerated, but this is my spices, most of them, and then, you know, that's pretty much all that drawer contains.
Okay.
And, so let's see what else. Another thing, like when it's too windy or it's raining, and like I said, I can't come out here to start my teapot to heat water or whatever. I have found this, and I put water in here, and then you just plug this in again to the Jackery. Okay. And put this in about 10 minutes. I've got boiling hot water.
Off a 12 volt.
Yep. So that's another thing that I've just had to discover, because
I have to look something like that up.
Yeah, because I can't, you know, if it's windy, my big issue, I mean, with the rain, not a big, unless the wind's blowing. If it's windy, it blows out my propane burners while I'm cooking. Even if skillet or pan on it, it just blows it out. I tried one of those metal windbreaker things, but because this is so high, it stands up about here. I can't stir. Okay.
I've seen some people they make these things that just attach right to the back of your car and run right around there for you to stand under.
I thought about looking into that. I haven't yet. So that's going to be one of my things that I will definitely search out.
And I apologize to you all if the sun is affecting the video on this video capture, but we're working with the best we can.
Yeah, these are my window coverings.
Oh, okay. Are they insulated?
Yeah, that's Reflectix.
Oh, okay.
And then on this side, it's just fabric from Walmart.
Okay.
And then on the back side and the sides is just black duct tape.
That beats looking at an old dull piece of silver from the inside of your van.
Do the silver. I've got to have. I mean, you'll see that. It's got to be color coordinated. And it's got to
you got to make it feel like home.
It's got to be homey.
Yeah.
7 months out of the year, I don't know. I'm spoiled.
Okay. Okay.
I'm spoiled.
Well, it beats setting home in Colorado in the snow.
In the snow. Anyways, yeah, the front is not a whole lot going on. I just up front in the floor on the passenger side is where I keep another 3.5 gallons of water.
Okay.
And it's got the pump, and then I keep my dirty clothes bag, and then my backpack I have a Planet Fitness membership.
Okay.
And so I have my backpack that has my towel and my toiletries and all that in there.
So that's how you shower?
That's how I shower.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's got everything in it that I need except for change of clothes. I just grab it, everything's in it, and I don't take anything out of it.
You answered one of my questions right there.
How do I shower?
Yeah.
And I know what the next one's going to be probably.
Okay. Everybody gets asked it.
Well,
how do you go to the bathroom?
I don't like all this fancy chemicals or the wood chips or the kitty litter. I don't have room to carry wood chips, kitty litter. So here we go. And I'll just go ahead and bring it out. This is just a pillowcase that I actually sewed.
Okay.
And I got this at my son's in the Army, and I went to his commissary, and they had this, and it's just a 3, it goes like this.
Okay.
And then
that sets up on top of it.
Yeah, and this is just the toilet seat. And
okay.
I have a regular trash bag in it.
Okay.
And then I have a smaller trash bag on top. So it's a double bag. And it just pops right on here.
Okay.
Right here and right here.
Nobody likes to talk about this, but it's a big fact of our life.
It's a fact of life.
Yeah.
And everybody does it, and you have to figure out how to do it.
How to do it.
It's just, you've got to. I tried the bucket, the 5-gallon bucket. Too big.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the what's the name of that one? It's the brown round. It's like this big. It's like, again, too big.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't collapse. I've seen some now that collapse.
Okay.
I haven't looked at those, but this just, and then I just sit on it just like you normally would. And then I take this off, and I take the first bag out of it like this. Now, also, because a big thing is keep them separated. You separate the one from the two.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a jar, a little dollar store plastic jug thingy, and I do the two, and I have it right there because I can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, well, I do it at the same time, both at the same time. So I can control somewhat to where I, can put the liquid there, put it down, and then finish. So it's just liquids that I'm tying up. So I get all of it down in the bottom. Okay, I get the air out, and I twist it, and then I take this and I bag it again.
Okay.
And depending, sometimes I can even do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I twist that, and when the air's all out, then I stick it in a Ziploc, and it fits in there really nice. Like I said, all the air is still in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in here, and I close it up, get the air out, close it up. I just put it in my trash can.
Very good.
So
good.
it works for me. It takes up very little space. Like I said, it's just I put it in this pillowcase and it fits in between the wall and my 3-drawer closed thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that just it works for me.
And I see you like pink and teal.
Those are my colors. Peach,
Okay.
pink, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm actually I just bought that little, I don't know what you call them, those big
Well, that's one of the pillows you set again.
Yeah. Because I'm actually doing school. I'm doing school online, getting my
really?
second degree.
Okay.
And
Someone
so,
said you had a bachelor's already. Is it a
yeah, I have
bachelor's?
a bachelor's in social work.
Okay.
I worked for Texas CPS for
Okay.
a while, Child Protective Services. Loved it, but I had to quit that when I had to take care of my mom full time.
Okay. So this is your bed.
Yeah, this is my bed, and it's actually it's a youth bed I bought at IKEA.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you just assembled it. This is a no-build build.
Okay.
I don't have anything that's permanent. Pretty much everything in here is either Walmart or IKEA, maybe Target.
Mm-hmm.
I did this last summer because the first year last year that I did this, I didn't have a floor in it. And so
Okay.
I just had the rug and these metal bar. This is a stow and go.
Mm-hmm.
So the seats are still in it.
Okay.
They're stowed under the floor, but you've still got these that are every so often where the seats come up, where the seats would go.
Mm-hmm.
And so my knees would go and land on these,
Yeah,
even
that
though
would
I was
hurt.
careful.
Yeah.
So last summer, before I hit the road this past October, I got some plywood, put that down, and it actually was the perfect size for in here. I didn't have to cut anything or anything. It just slid in, fit perfectly sideways and lengthwise. And I just put the rugs on top of it, so I don't have my knees.
So can I ask you, did anybody help you with this, or did you do it yourself? See, folks,
No,
the
I did
lady
it
out
all
here
by
on her
myself.
own can do it herself.
Well, let me take that back. My 13-year-old granddaughter helped me put the bed together,
Okay.
and she put together all by herself the shelf in the kitchen area.
Oh, that's awesome. So what do you store up on top?
Extra dog food, paper products, my winter coat, other clothing, my sleeping bag. I actually attended some Bible conferences in January up in Phoenix, so I wanted to get some little bit nicer clothes, to attend those. So, I got some nicer clothes up there that I'll never wear again until I get back to Colorado. But they're stored up there. And what else? Let me think. At Christmas, I was in Yuma, and there was a group of us women. This was the first Christmas I wasn't with family, so I was kind of apprehensive about it. But a group of us got together, and I made my homemade eggnog. So I bought a mixer. So it's up there. Just odds and ends stuff.
Now, it stays heat or warm and cool for you in there pretty good?
Good question. It does pretty well. I have this fan right here.
I seen that when we was in the garage area.
And this is, again, it's a USB.
Okay.
So I plug it into my Jackery.
Okay.
And it blows really nice. It gives I have the...
Is that a 500?
This is actually a 300.
A 300, okay.
Yeah, it's the not the smallest, but the next one up.
How long does it take to charge it?
It takes about I got it down to 28% a couple of days ago, which I don't usually get it much below 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it took about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
And it will last me.
And it's free. The energy's free.
Energy's free.
Yeah.
And it'll last, because see, all I charge up really on a normal basis is my phone and then my iPad for my school classes.
Okay.
The iPad, they've got the lessons all downloaded on. That's why I can do it out here with no internet and I don't have a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So the iPad was included in the tuition. So I keep the iPad charged. I keep my phone charged. Every once in a while, I need to run this or my little rice cooker. I've got 2 ways to stay warm at night. When it's really cold, I have a blanket, and it's not you can't call it a typical electric blanket because it doesn't, plug into your house, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It does plug into the 9-volt. Is that what you called the round?
12 volt.
12 volt. I
12
can never
volt.
keep those straight. 12 volt, and it's a blanket that's 12 volt, and I plug it into the Jackery, and I just put it up on top of here above the sheet, and oh my gosh, it's just like electric blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got that at the free pile at the RTR. It's brand spanking new.
Wow.
It had never been used.
Wow.
So that was a godsend. So I just hook it up, turn everything on, and just push the button to turn it on. It's even got a timer on it, so I'll set it for like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Gets everything warm and it shuts off. I go back to sleep. I don't have to wake up to turn it off because I don't want it running all night. It's just enough to take the chill off and let me have a good night's sleep the rest of the night. The bed I already had the foam. There's 2 types of foam. This is a very dense foam.
Okay.
And it's, I think, 30 inches. And then this is a memory foam.
Okay.
It's another 2.5, I think. And I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Bob, the memory foams are bad because they get cold. They're hard as rocks," and blah blah blah. I love it.
That's what we have.
I love it. And the thing is when I'm like, if I get up in the middle of the night,
Mm-hmm.
I just pull those covers up. I get back in. It's like the heating blanket
Jack
is
likes
on.
it.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing that I use for heat is when it's not really, really cold, like just, this is just a sore muscle heating pad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just got the regular plug. And it also goes in my Jackery. Like a couple nights ago, I plugged this in for about 15 minutes just to I had sat out here too long at night and I got just chilled to the bone and I couldn't warm up. So I plugged this in and wrapped my feet up in it for about 15 minutes, and that took care of the rest of the night. So that's what I do there. So I pretty much stay warm, and it doesn't get that cold here.
We didn't discuss this, but I'm just going to ask you if there's anything that you would like to recommend to someone who maybe was thinking about doing this. What would you recommend?
YouTubes are a wealth of information.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a single woman, I've never been fearful. If you just the common sense stuff, a lot of little tricks, like some people say, have 2 chairs out here so people think that you're with someone else,
Mm-hmm.
or keep an extra pair of shoes or boots out. I have 2 dogs. If you've got a dog, they're great for security. I've just never once have I been fearful or think that I was in an unsafe situation. But if you do, get in, turn the key, and drive off.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to do that.
And you're in something that you can lock if you would get from an animal or a human.
It's not like a tent.
Yeah.
But when I started out, I was in a Prius. My first year, year ago, I was in a Prius, and I had the Prius tent, the made for the Prius tent. That just did not work for me.
Okay.
It was too hard to put up. It took too much time. I'm like, I'm retired. I don't want to work this hard anymore. So,
Safety
don't
first,
be,
yes.
just listen to your gut.
Mhm.
That's why God gave it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel like there's something sketchy or shady, or you just don't feel right, you just got something inside that says something isn't right here, but you can't really decide what it is, move on.
Well, thank you for telling us your story.